Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. Today's video is going to be over the Daryl Dixon breakdown that we're going to do of the next week, the season finale teaser that we got at the end of the last episode. And just kind of recap, go over some photos that I took, and just kind of discuss what we can expect, I believe, out of the season finale and the connections that we've been making with other shows and other parts of the Walking Dead universe. So in this first photo that I wanted to show, this is obviously a shot that we saw at the end of the last episode where it's Daryl in this fighting situation, in this arena situation with this super walker, I think is the best way to put it. It's this walker that we see them shoot with a dart, juicing it up, and just sending it into a feral state of mind where this thing has increased strength, it has increased speed. It's just much more aggressive and just a lot more terrifying looking, and probably part of that juicing up that they gave it, whether or not this is something that's done beforehand or this is part of being juiced up with that dart or whatever it is, we can also assume this is going to be a burner as well. So we see this first bit where when he's in this arena, Condron's shouting at him, "This is the day you die." Now, Condron, for all intents and purposes, he believes that Daryl is solely responsible for the death of his brother, and this whole time he's been about getting revenge on him. He wants to see Daryl pay for the death of his little baby brother, and just he's been hell-bent on getting this revenge, and he thinks he's going to get it within this arena. In this next shot, we can assume that during the fight at some points, whether Daryl successfully kills the walker or it somehow gets loose within this arena or within this compound or whatever you want to call it, that it gets loose. So Isabel and Laurent are placed in a jail cell as probably a way to keep control of them, because Daryl, obviously, if he gets out, he's going to come looking for them, do what he can to get them out of this. And this is probably after it happens or right before it happens that they are taken prisoner and thrown in this cell. Now here's Falou and Sylvie. We saw them in the last episode at the end of it. Now, I don't know the entire situation as far as them. Are they spectators at this event, or are they prisoners, or just some other type of situations taking place where they're able to gain access to this building where this fight is taking place? Because along with Sylvie and Falou, we saw Sylvie's new boyfriend. I can't recall his name. And we can assume that there's possibly other members of their group there to maybe cause some kind of revolt or get in there to take control of the situation or whatever they have planning. So in the next shots, we can see that Daryl has his axe, and this is probably after he's defeated the walker or set it loose on everyone else in this crowd, trying to create a distraction or a way for him to get out of there. Maybe he's on the search for Isabel and Laurent, because as far as he knows, they are the only people there that he actually knows, and he is going to do whatever it takes to get them free. Now, this is probably after the events of the fight, after whatever chaos Daryl managed to cause with that walker, or just defeating the walker, or whatever happens to turn out in that particular fight. That this is after they have defeated them, or they've simply just made their escape, because we can see it burning in the background. So he's caused some kind of chaos or some kind of damage or whatever, and they are making their way out. Albeit it looks like Isabel might be injured. This could be caused by another clip I'm going to show here in a second, but they're making their way out of this, and obviously they're going to continue on the route to the nest. Here is kind of an interesting situation. We see that Isabel is sitting there with Laurent, and something has happened. This is probably after another event where Laurent explains to Isabel that sometimes you do things you don't want to have to do, and God forgives you anyway. It's a repeat of something Daryl told him in the last episode while explaining to him that he may not want to gut this fish that he caught, but he's going to have to, because it's what's going to nourish him. It's his only choice if he wants to survive out in the world, because he doesn't have the comfort of the Abbey anymore. He doesn't have all these nuns and all these religious people waiting on him hand and foot and making sure he lives. He has taken upon himself to get by in this world and adapt new skills along the way, some things he may not agree with. In this next shot, we see that Condron is fighting what we can all assume is Daryl again. We know they're going to come to blows once again. There is some theories out there where a lot of people believe that Condron is not going to make it. He's actually going to die, whether it's at the hands of Daryl or at the hands of Madame Genet or just some other factor that we haven't seen yet. But we can assume in this fight that he doesn't make it. Daryl somehow turns the tides on him. Now in this scene, Daryl is somewhere what looks like to be an infirmary or some kind of place. Maybe it's people where they go to die, possibly, but he's with someone. We're not sure who it is, but he's watching over them as they're sick or possibly dying, and so we have to wait till the episode to see what's going on here. Now this is a shot, blurry, although this is from his walker fight. This is something that I actually struggled to capture, but this is the walker that he is fighting. It's been impaled by his axe. He's managed to impale it with this thing, but it's pulls the axe through it. So we can see the axe is actually melting or steaming from the effects of the burner walker that Daryl is fighting. And so it seems more driven to kill than anything else. I kind of explained this in my breakdown of the last episode, where these charged up walkers seem like that the urge or instinct to feed is overtaken by just the urge to maim and kill. So it's going to maim itself or whatever it takes to get at its kill, because it's just that driven by it, regardless if it survives or not. And here we see Laurent raising or getting ready to take a swing. This is just a theory too. I think this is Quinn. I think Quinn either gets killed or he's bitten and doesn't reveal it, and then he turns. This is Walker Quinn going after Isabel. And this is a moment where Laurent realizes that he's going to have to do something he doesn't want to do, even if it means killing what we believe is his father. But he has much more connection and history with Isabel that he's going to do what he needs to do to save her, and this is where he actually takes out Quinn. Okay, here is the shot where we see Daryl with holding his hand up, where it's Condron with a gun to Daryl. Now, with the look on Condron's face, it looks like Daryl is kind of getting to him in a sense, like explaining to him that what you want to do to me is not right. I am not solely responsible for the death of your brother, because we can just see some doubt in Condron's eyes as far as whatever Daryl is trying to explain to him, that what he has believed this entire time is in fact not true. But that is the end of the teaser breakdown. I'm expecting a lot out of this next episode, because so far this season is just, it's been amazing. From a show that I really did not expect much out of, as far as the anticipation that I had for this spinoff, it was dead last. I did not have a lot of high hopes for it. I mean, that was kind of the general consensus, I think, amongst a lot of the fans, where we didn't think that this show really had a future, but it turns out this has been the best one so far. This tops Dead City. And so from everything I hear about the season finale from the people that have already gotten the chance to see it, it's going to just be fucking amazing. And we got a little taste of that with Carol doing a voice cameo with the radio in the last episode. And then we also got a little bit more tease. I'm going to do a separate video about that. But I think we can expect a lot out of this. Maybe we'll get a cliffhanger. I can see them possibly doing that with Carol kind of arriving into the situation, but I guess we'll see. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave your likes down below. Leave your comments. I want to know what you guys have to say. What are your predictions? What are your theories? And as always, if you feel so inclined, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.